Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us on Their Fight Story. We have Rob Fuller with us. Rob Fuller, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. That was a hell of an introduction. That's for sure.
It's
Love it.
all you. It's all you.
Love
Tell
it.
me, how did you get, because you were the one percenter and now you're Cornflakes?
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
I got a bunch of alter egos I go by, but I mean, I kind of grew up. Well, I grew up poor, and my papa, the only cereal that we could ever have or really afford on like the WIC, the little free stuff that you would get, would be the cornflakes, and I hated it growing up because you had to put a little sugar on it to make it frosted flakes, and then but as I got older, I realized that's all we had, and then I just took to it. I just wanted to more represent my papa, and being probably the only man that I had in my life growing up to look up to, and just kind of representing him some type of way. So that's kind of why I kind of flipped script on that. But don't get it twisted. I still go by Razor, the bad guy. The mini white Kimbo Slice. I mean, we can kind of keep going here forever if we want, but yeah, I gotta keep it to one thing. So cornflakes will work for now. Yeah, but in all honor of my papa, really.
Oh, that's nice. How did you get involved with martial arts?
Um, I kept bragging to my wife that I could go to the UFC. Yeah, funny shit, right? Um, I was like, look, I could just, yeah. I was watching this shit before I got involved, and I'm like, I'm one of those guys, or the drunk guy in like the 14th section screaming, "Just get up!" You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'm always, I was telling my wife before I got involved, I'm just like, I could do this easily. I could go to the UFC easy, and I got involved, and I moved to Cali. I think that was the big turning point.
Okay.
It was there was more gyms out there. It was more mainstream at the time. This was like 2015, and yeah, I was 35 at the time. I was already way past what time I should have been starting this shit, and but I was like, you know what? Let me at least say I did it,
Yeah.
and I started training, and I literally took my first fight at 155, walk around weight, didn't know how to cut weight, really just so green to the game. Oh, I had only been training for like a month, and just literally got slaughtered in my first fight. Ribs broke, humbled to say the least. To say the least, I wasn't going to the UFC. So yeah, moving to Cali, getting involved in it. being humbled and really realizing that there's levels to the game. And
Mhm.
I was at the very bottom, thinking I was at the top. And yeah, just that one fight, and then every fight that I've taken after that's really been a humbling experience, to say the least.
Where are you training now?
So I train at the UFC gym in Parker right here, and then I also do jiu-jitsu at Nova Mente, BJJ, which is right up the street from my house. So my kids train there. My kids have been training there longer than me. Their head coach is Troy Everett. He's a brown belt. He should be a black belt by now, but you know how sometimes that political bullshit will get in the way of certain things. But yeah, I mean, he's legit. He fights in all the fight to wins, and I've been doing a lot of training with him and just doing one-on-one privates to get where I need to get. Get where the weaknesses are, and you guys know where they are. There's no secret, where people want to take the game when they fight me. So I'm trying to sew those areas up to make sure that shit doesn't happen, because I'm sick of going into a fight and people think they know what's going to happen, but I've been working my last year on some shit, so I'm hoping that I can show some things in this next fight.
Nice. So it's going to be a new you?
I'm thinking so. I mean, I hope so. I'm coming off. I was doing some bare knuckles, so I'm coming off a big knockout down there. Coming off a win. So I found a new life during COVID, so to speak, because a lot of MMA was shut down. So I've been doing the bare knuckle and had some success. So I'm really confident with my hands. Always have been. But I've kind of tightened some shit up to not be so wild and try to pick my spots, and yeah, hopefully there will be some improvement shown beyond the win that I hope to get.
Well, every time we've seen you at the fights, we've always seen you it's like you go into the fight, you do your thing, you leave, but you're always like working on, okay, well, this just happened, so let me work on that. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're just going in there to be fed to the wolves and you're like, oh, okay, I'm good. You're actually taking the time to learn from it, where others just don't even bother.
Some guys I feel are an easy fight, tomato can, whatever they want to call it. I've lost a lot of my fights on taking fights 24-hour notice, up a weight class against really top guys. So the book is small. The book is small because there's you haven't been able to show a lot. Two of the guys that I fought are now UFC or UFC bound or in the UFC. So yeah, I mean, being able to try to work on the weaknesses that I have, and not, I don't want to be no easy fight for nobody. I'm not. I don't. When I hear that shit, I'm just like, what? Like, what? Me? Like, no. Like, I'll go to the street with anybody. I'll fight anybody at any weight class at any time. Nobody scares me at all. I mean, I've seen it growing up. So, I mean, none of this shit scares me, where there's a referee that can stop a fight and all that shit. You know what I mean? And we put on gloves now too. So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I've been kind of on a new avenue. So I've been kind of feeling like a little bit of a wild man, so to speak. And a lot of people don't want to go down the bare knuckle venue. So, I've streamed down that revenue, and I'm hoping to, show some shit in this next fight. Yeah, I don't want to be an easy fight, so I want to go back to the drawing board and work on the things that, have been my downfall in the past, and that's been, the ground game. So, yeah, this camp has been working on with Troy, just keeping my distance, not overextending. You know what I mean? Keeping my balance, being smart, picking the shots. Because any small mistake, he's gonna shoot. So we want to be able to do what we do, kind of keep him off balance to begin with, keep our distance, and implement our own things. We did that in the Pito fight. I used a little bit of my wrestling, which kind of, I think, threw him off balance. I mean, I don't think he he expected any of that, to be honest with you. And that opened up a little bit of the brawl that I got him into. And if I can get joy into the brawl game, just one little, you know what I mean? Just all it has to be is one little piece, then I'm gonna probably knock him out. I mean, and he knows that. I mean, he knows that. I don't need to. I'm not sitting here bragging, but he knows that he gets into that brawling game with me, it's going to be a short night. So, and I'm not going to really try to brawl. Once I do that, I'm going to leave myself open for the takedown. So my shots have to be straight, and we've been working mitt work, and I've been getting some work in with somebody that finally gave a shit about me to put some time in. So, a lot of the times I was fighting all those guys, I was just kind of randomly doing shit by myself, working out, doing, bag work in the garage, which I still do. I always have my garage shit, but, now that I have places to go, people in place, put a little bit of time into me and shit that I don't want to disappoint those people. And, yeah, man, my cardio's gotten good. I feel like my defensive wrestling's gotten good. Oh man, I don't know.
It's a new you.
Yeah, I mean, before I would get on the ground and kind of like, I mean, I was all right, but I would panic at times, and having Troy on my back a lot, and I mean, he's 225 and he's a brown belt, so I mean, really, no matter what I do, I gotta keep calm and keep safe, because I know he's going to transition into something else as far as tapping me out. So it's good to learn from a high level guy every day, and just have somebody consistently to work with. It's keeping my weight down, so when I come in, I mean, I should be right on weight. So it's been good training down there. Yeah, my kids train down there full time, so they go down there 4 times a week. So I love it. They're expanding their program. Check it out, Nova Mente BJJ. Anybody checking this program out? Inglewood, Colorado, right down in Oxford. Troy Everett's the head coach. Awesome dude. Yeah, puts a lot of time and effort into the program. So it's done a lot for me. So I'm anxious to show everybody else what it's done for me.
Yeah. Are you being managed now?
No, I did a bare knuckle. I did that management to get myself through the door, so to speak. And the management team that I had, he didn't know what the fuck. I don't need a management team anyways. It was just the fact that it felt like that was the only way in for me, because I wasn't getting any replies. Usually I can get my own fights, but it seemed like they were going through specific management agencies to get the fighters. So I went through like a place called CNC Management. I really know what the fuck they were doing. I'll be straight up. I don't care if he's watching this or anybody else. If you're managed by that fool, then congratulations. You're not getting paid. But yeah, I went after the fight that he managed me. I went and got my own fight, and I got paid 3 times as much as he got me in my first fight. So he either took a lot of money from me, or I'm a damn good negotiator. So you don't really, if you just go in there, I guess it's who or whatever. But, once I got through the door, I was able to get my next fight, through my own self, just through fighting the first time through the company. So yeah, no more management teams. Rob Dog's a lone wolf. He's solo. Me and the wife. It's just me and the wife and the kids. So no, but yeah, a little bit. It was just for like that one fight, but no more.
Okay. Now, your fight is in July 10th. Are you going to be bringing your coach with you?
Just bringing my wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Troy's got so much
shit going
on with. What's that?
Do you think that's a good idea, to have somebody that doesn't know your style to be coaching you?
Yeah. I mean, wife's really just there for support. I mean, she knows what's going on. She's done enough fights with me in my corner. If Troy could come, he probably would come, but he's got so much with the BJJ and all that with the program down there that it's hard for him to take 2, 3, 4 days off to be able to do that. And I've fought enough with I fought with nobody, with random people in my corner, and yeah, it's always good to have somebody with knowledge and shit like that. So we're always looking, especially we're from the out of town, so they always put us on the same side. They always put us out of town. So there's usually one solid guy back there that I can grab out of the bunch and throw him on the squad because he's already licensed. So that's usually the plan. The wife usually can just keep me calm with the breathing and just let me know just to keep my technique right, and then I can, at least hopefully hear from somebody experienced and what's going on with what actually I need to get done and what I'm doing wrong or what he can see. You know what I mean? So that's usually what I've done every time I come down there. I'll give that weenie one mention and that's it. But Zachary Steele is the worst, the worst quote unquote guy they can give you with Cage Titans. So nobody, if you're from out of town, Zachary Steele, you could get the green Power Ranger and he would give you better directions. So
he's a good guy.
I'm fucking with you, Zach. I love you. We go back and forth. He just gave me shit the other day on my Texans, and I know my Texans suck and everything, but I seen his comments, so I had to fuck with him on the shout out. I'm sure at some point he'll watch the show.
Yeah, no, he's an awesome dude. I like him. I mean, a lot of people just have their own opinions on people, but I like him. He's cool.
He talks a lot of shit, and if you can, when like I didn't know him, he pissed me off. But as I got to see how he just kind of talks shit to everybody, and it's kind of funny sometimes. So I'm like, this fool's fucking out of his fucking mind. Like some of the shit he said is just fucking hilarious. So I'm just like, at some point, somebody will probably slap him. But it's all love. I love Zach.
No, he's a cool guy. I like him. Now on in the beginning of the year, I know that you posted some concerns about, people messaging you saying, just being harassing and bullying about how, you shouldn't be in the fight team or in the fight field. How are you able to handle it, and what are you going to show them now?
Oh man, you should. I don't even know. Sometimes the shit that people say. Yeah. That, you know what I mean? It's like, who's it coming from? You know what I mean? Do you take it real serious? But yeah, I mean, this shit, sometimes you do the best, what you love to do. And then, a lot of the times you just help the promoter out. You know me, I don't say no to fights. So any fight that they've asked me, I've always said, no matter who it is, said yeah to. So sometimes that can be my downfall because, maybe sometimes I don't get to show as much, and people always have an opinion, so they always have shit to talk about me, no matter who they are, no matter, I always get a lot of hate, and shit like that. People message me, and it's like, it kind of bothers me and shit like that. I'm just like, should I fucking stop? Do I, am I not really that good? You know what I mean? But I'm just like, well, who's it really coming from? You know what I mean? It's guys that probably don't even fight and have never stepped foot in the cage or stepped foot in my shoes and fought the caliber guys that I have, fought. So try to let it pass. But yeah, after so many comments and shit like that, this shit does kind of fucking like, kind of gets you a little bit. You kind of just kind of want to, punch a motherfucker in the mouth, but you can't really do that. So, but yeah, it's an opinion and everybody's got one. So that's kind of the way you got to look at it. So, I mean, even at the highest level, these guys bash the guys in the UFC and, run their mouth on, Facebook memes and all social media seems these days is to make fun of people. In my opinion, it's just like, and this shit gets old to me. So I try to stay off of it as much as I can, because it just doesn't, I just don't need it like that. I don't need it to be involved like that. Some people need to check in everywhere. I like to check in and give people props where I like to go. You know what I mean? I don't need to have it like a running tally of my life. Like to spend more time with my kids and my wife and shit like that. Yeah, but people always have an opinion. It's just like an asshole. Everybody's got one. So it is what it is. I know where I am in the fight game.
Yeah. How do you balance your fight career, your marriage, your family, as well as your business?
It's crazy. Absolutely fucking insane what I do. Nobody could do it. I literally run my own business. I am the business. I book my moves. I give quotes on my moves. I do the moves. I own the truck. I load. I unload. I do it all. So it's not a one-man show because I always have a second guy, but I do so much of that business on my own, and it's an on-call. They could call right now, and then after this interview, I got to go unload a 2-bedroom house out of a 17-footer into a fucking 9-floor high-rise downtown. But right before I got on this interview, that's actually what I did. But yeah, it helps me because I'm really good at what I do and really fast. It helps me keep everything else intact with being able to spend time with my son, my other son, and my daughter and my wife. Because I can go out there and knock these moves out in 3-4 hours and have the rest of the day to train, to spend time with my family, to where other people work an 8-9 hour shift or whatever their situation or may be. So it's all about being good and fast at what you do, and I'm damn good at what I do. So make good money in a small amount of time. So being able to balance everything out is cool. It helps with just my job, being able to just be fast at it. There's no other way around it. I mean, if I was going out there just running through the fucking motions and being slow and running the customer's bill up and some shit like that, then I'd spend 8 hours on something that should take 4. Then I'm taking 3 hours away from my wife and kids and training. So no. So I usually get my flat rates. That way I can charge my customer 5 hours worth of work and about that I'm going to do in about 3, and then get on with my day. And we just go from there. So yeah, I train every day at like 9 a.m. Try to get in at Novamente UFC gym if I can. And then I usually get called out on a job, and then usually taking the kids to jiu-jitsu by 5. Yeah. Cooking, cleaning, being the man that the motherfucker should be.
Now, why did you pick mixed martial arts? Because you have your stand-up, you have your boxing, you have your Muay Thai, you have all these other, aspects of it. Why did you just stick with mixed martial arts?
I don't even know. I won an amateur title in my 4th fight. I was 2-1. I had a winning record at one time, believe it or not, motherfucker. It's a long time ago, but and I got a belt right over there on the wall that I won in my 4th fight. I thought maybe I could go somewhere. So I was kind of in between gyms. I had stopped training at one of my gyms, some political bullshit, kind of went down and won the title on my own with my wife in the corner as an Emmy, and was thinking, shit, when I turn pro, then, you make a little bit of money. And I didn't really expect to turn pro. And then Calvin Cater called me one day and asked me on a short notice week to fight and Andreas Rodriguez on my pro debut. I think he paid me a couple $100. It wasn't much, but it was better. It wasn't for free. So I didn't really have any plans on just having just doing MMA. It just kind of turned out that way. I tried boxing. I've done pro boxing and pro kickboxing and haven't done well at either one. And really, I don't like those big ass gloves. You know what I mean? I just don't. I don't like them. They're just too big. I just don't feel like I don't feel like they do enough damage. However, when I get hit by them, they fucking hurt, and they take it. And it's a wide space on your head that it connects with. You know what I mean? In MMA, the smaller gloves. So, and then you also have, I haven't got to show a lot of it, but I at least need to be able to take somebody down if I get into bad shape. I don't want to just have to, I like bare knuckle. I love bare knuckle because I feel like I'm really good at that. But that's a different story with boxing gloves. I'm not into the whole boxing. So MMA just kind of, I don't know. I never envisioned fighting up in, up in like Massachusetts and kind of being my main staple. And a lot of those guys are really good on the ground. So it's hard for me to get a good stand up banger. I kind of had to wheel Jacobo into it, and hopefully I had to get to him before he got to me. And that's the way I kind of felt. I knew he would stand with me, but I felt like, damn, if I can initiate the takedown, then maybe we can offset this shit and maybe something can happen. So it's kind of what I'm looking to do in the next fight too. I'm going to get to him before he gets to me.
Nice. Now I have the video, a little clip. See if you can give us what you were going through, what was your mindset when you were fighting Jacobo and everything that happened. Let me see.
Violent elbows in short. Made Fuller change his level to this takedown. He's got actually a decent light on that single. So fast. Trying to go upstairs with that big punch.
I was working that head underneath that chin, keeping that just short punches. Right here, he caught me on that knee on that break. I think it broke my nose right there. And then I was just trying to survival mode here, and then he hit me here. And at that point, I just had to start swinging because I was in kind of desperate mode. I was hurt. My nose it felt like my gums were in my teeth and my nose was jacked. And oh man, I want to get one of those again.
So when you were swinging, when you got up from it, did you know that that's what you were going to do? Or did you just were like, you know what, screw it, I just got to throw whatever happens.
No, on the break? On the break, when I started swinging on the break, when I swung on.
Hold on 1 second. Let me bring it back. So when you started, let's go through this again.
I was trying to get the takedown a little bit there, and I realized he had good defense, so I started kind of working the small, dirty boxing. I should have pulled my hands straight up and had came down, and he hit me right there and broke that. And we work on this. We've worked on this on the break right here.
Yeah.
So those two punches, me and my buddy David Garcia way back in the day, we work on that. As we're breaking away, we usually try to throw that right hook. Not all those, but if you look at my bare knuckle fight as well, on my last KO, it's kind of the same way. I didn't knock him out completely with something like that, but the first right that I hit him slid him over a little bit because it connected on his neck and just enabled me to connect on the next punch. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't like that's a lucky punch or something like that. I mean, me and my boy used to work on the break. It was generally on the clinch break, but we were pretty much there already because we were right there. He had kneed me right before, and I was just trying to get space away to throw that bomb. So just landed.
Yeah, because I know I've seen posts and people commenting just about that particular part. Like, did he really land? I mean, obviously you landed it, but did you train for it, or was it just a lucky, haymaker? Let's see what happens.
No, I mean, that's something me and my buddy used to train on the break, but up before the fight, to the fight, if we trained that specifically, no. I mean, we just were in that brawling mode, and I just connected. I mean, it's a fight, so it could have been straight and looked all pretty as well, and then everybody would have been glorifying me and been like, "Oh, that's a great punch." But since my fucking chin was high and it was like way the fuck out here, some street shit, everybody, I got a little bit of props, but they're like, only anybody can win the lottery, and can't even get credit for fucking getting in there and fighting one of the top prospects and knocking his bitch ass out in a minute and a half. You know what I mean? Like, it should take some type of heart, some type of skill. So, I mean, it's whatever. I love the New England fans. They always give me love when I come up there. It's one of the best places to fight. They're knowledgeable. They know their shit, and they love me. They know. I mean, I'm literally, every time I try to come up there, I try to steal like whoever I'm fighting, I try to steal at least like 4 or 5 of his fans. You know what I mean? They're like, who's that guy right there? Where'd they get him from? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I want to show improvements in my game. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be back.
Is that a fight that you would like to take again? Like
Pito?
Yeah.
Would I fight him again?
Mm-hmm.
Any day of the week.
Okay. No, I was just wondering.
I don't know if I haven't seen him since. So I don't even know if he's. I mean, hopefully he's still in the game somewheres.
He's still
but
doing
yeah,
his
I mean, he's a good kid too. I mean, it's not like he's not talented. The dude's was dual champion in Cage Titans. So I mean, yeah, anytime he wants to run it back, all he has to do is send the location. So.
And how are you feeling about this fight, July 10th? You're pumped?
I'm feeling good. I know Jeff Joyce. I know he's got a big crowd, big following. So I'm excited. I'm gonna get what I got last time, and hopefully a little bit more. I like to get the knockout and a little crowd silencer, and because I know I put that place on its feet last time, and I know I can do it again. So he knows that too. So I mean, I already know what his strategy is going to be. So it's not no secret that he is not going to want to stand up with me. So he's just going to wait for that little spot to try to go for his takedown. So that's what we're working on right now, is those counters to what he's going to try to do. So I feel good because, we got a game plan going in, and I really haven't had that before. It's just been training with certain guys and doing my own thing. But now I got a little bit of a gym with Nova Mente and UFC and places to go and people that care. So I'm excited to show something. So it's when I fought Mitch, like, he immediately took me down and dominated me. So like, there's no way I can, let something like that happen. So I got to be smart and patient. And those are my two, like, biggest downfalls when I fight. I like to go out there and just rumble like a motherfucker. and I need to be patient. Yeah. So, and patience is good, and it's helped me out with the bare knuckle. So yeah, we can see if I can just translate some of the shit that I've been working on in the gym to the cage. So I guess that's the biggest part. I think it's really, really hard to do. It's been hard for me. But again, this has been the first time that I've really, I guess, had a real camp, a real camp, you know what I mean? So people that I paid money to invest in me and, do certain privates and, spend their quality time on me, showing me skills that I could possibly use in this fight. So, never done that before. So yeah, I'm investing a little bit and hoping to get something out of it.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Is there anything else that you want to add before we conclude with the interview?
Anything else I want to add? Are you going to be there?
Of course. I'll be taking pictures.
I was just making sure they didn't randomly go off and get a new camera lady or something.
No,
but,
you know what?
Yeah.
Even if they find a new camera lady, I'll be there doing something. I'll be taking videos. I'll be doing interviews. They're not going to get rid of me easily. I'll be still in the fight scene, doing what I have to do to make sure that the fighters get what they need.
How's life been for you?
It's amazing. You gotta love it.
During COVID?
Yeah, I love it.
Everything
Actually,
good?
I loved COVID because it gave me more time to be with family. So, I mean, I don't like the losing people part of it, but I did like the part that, you get to be with family and just enjoy and appreciate every moment that we have. It gives you a little bit better understanding, or it reminds you of what really is important in life.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, everything taken away from you, you don't really understand it. You don't, there's people that think this, people that think that. You think what you think. We don't know. It could be, it can't be. And we're sitting here like, But like all the shit that we love got taken away. Like we can't fight, we can't interact, we can't go to dinner. And it was like, yeah, we tried to keep it as normal as possible. Our kids, like, we took them like trick or treating. I fought 3 times during COVID. We flew to Miami. I flew to Orlando. I fought out there, and I flew to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I fought out there. So we tried to keep it as normal as possible. I knew the world was freaking the fuck out, but I can't, as the leader and the tribe leader, as my family, freak out with everybody else. I have to keep a level head and to show to show them that there are ways around everything in life. You just have to navigate it and believe in the leader. So yeah, it was a little challenging, but my son did not like wearing that mask to school. Yeah, there was, my wife is a teacher. She went to school the whole year. There was nothing. She was one of very few teachers that would go. She was subbing a lot, and she doesn't even have an associate's degree to do that. But there was no other people to do it. So learned a lot from COVID because everything was taken away. So I'm glad to see everybody back, and it's glad to see you. I appreciate your interview, and I can't wait to see you in person. I would have wore your shirt today, but it's dirty because I slept in it the other night. I still have it. Just so you know, I was gonna wear it. I couldn't find it, so I was trying to rep. But
I appreciate it. Thank you.
But yeah, July, I should be flying out. Probably Mikey will get us on the plane the 8th. So weigh-ins and everything at the 9th. So I'll probably see you on the 9th at Pins. Is that where everything's going to be?
Yes. Yeah.
We're there.
Pins. We'll be taking pictures. If you're still around after the weigh-ins and the face-offs, then hopefully we can do an interview.
Let's do it. Just grab me before I go. Yeah,
sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Have a great night. Send my love to the family.
Take care. Appreciate the time.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
All right.